Well, welcome to Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium. Tonight, the Jasper Wildcats will kick off the 2020 football season against the Memorial Tigers. The Wildcats last year with a record under Tony Lewis in his first year at the school was 6-4 against Memorial Tigers, coached by John Hurley, and they are coming off a 13-1 season where they won the 4A state championship. Hello, everybody. I'm Craig Schneider, along with Bob Welp and Jeremy Marcos on the video. And Bob, just one of those situations where it's like, should we be surprised we're playing football tonight or not? You know, because obviously with the COVID-19 situation and the pandemic that we've all been dealing with that basically shut down high school sports. The last time Jeremy and I worked a game together was the Wildcats' final game in the basketball season in the sectional there. But they shut down things really quickly after that, and we've really not had much going on except for with the fall season starting with golf and all the other sports, tennis, and now we're playing football on a Friday night. But, you know, again, the virus is still out there, and it's a situation that all schools and everything are dealing with. And obviously with the fans, the way we have it set up tonight, they have 50% capacity is what Jasper has gone with tonight. So, and it looks like people are spread out about as best they can be, but you kind of see on the other side it's a little bunched up over there, and looking in front of us about the same situation. But we're playing football, though.
Well, the thing about it is people that argue one way or the other when it comes to COVID-19 will look out and see that what Brian Lewis and the Jasper staff has done is really pretty impressive. I have yet to see anybody without a mask, you know, and nobody's getting around, getting a little bit crazy. They're making the appropriate adjustments for these crazy times. But, dude, I'm just happy as a lark to be here and try to get some football, break the monotony that we've been having going on for the last few months, and I'm ready for some Jasper football.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the whole sports scene. I mean, NASCAR has been running their races for a while. IndyCar, we got the Indianapolis 500 coming up this weekend. The NBA is playing under the bubble down there in Orlando, Florida. And however, Big Ten canceled football, Pac-10, and the MAC conference, and some of the things there. So it's kind of a mixed bag of what's going on. Major League Baseball is playing, hockey's playing their Stanley Cup, you know, tournament and all that. So it's just, you know, they tell us to play, we're here to play.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. You alluded to the Big Ten. You know, you've got high school football going on in Ohio, but you don't have Ohio State football going on. And as anybody knows about the Big Ten, that's a religion.
Right, absolutely.
So. But, you know, it's crazy. You just play the cards that's, in front of you.
All right, well, let's take a look at this football game tonight. Now we got the Evansville Memorial Tigers, and they're actually ranked number one in both polls as far as the coaches poll and the AP media poll. And actually the Wildcats are ranked 14th, so the Wildcats have got some votes there on the media side. And it's a Memorial football team that's going to return. They basically lost a lot of seniors. It was a senior-dominated team last year that actually won the 4A state championship. Obviously, Memorial having to move up after winning the state in 2017 and state runner-ups in 2018. They make the move to 4A and they win the state championship, and they were led by Colton Pence, their quarterback, who is back for his senior year. He threw for over 2,100 yards and 24 touchdowns, and he was a first-team All-State quarterback in 4A. And they also, Bob, a couple other guys to be looking for tonight is Josh Russell is number 9. Now, he actually last year as a sophomore was kind of put in a situation where he had to play some running back and also receiver as well. He had 435 yards, second in the team in rushing last year with 7 touchdowns and 204 yards receiving and a couple scores. He was actually one of their defensive leaders as well. And Memorial, you know, you take a look and you think of all the offense that they are actually able to garner up over the seasons and all that. They've had some really good quarterbacks, including Pence, but they're usually really aggressive defensively, so I look for them to be really aggressive against the Wildcats offense tonight.
Yeah, but here it is. We got Dawkins in the back. You got man, under center. Memorial usually runs a 4-4 defense.
Right.
And if you've got Dawkins 3 yards off man's hip, I mean, that should be 3-4 yards, and he is so strong, he's probably going to average 2-3 yards after contact.
Right.
I mean, he's going to have his long ones. He'll have his short ones, of course, but he'll average out. So when you have a quarterback like Pence, and you can't say enough about the senior leadership that they lost, how the young guy's going to step up. But when you got a quarterback like Pence, Jasper's offense is going to be very important to control the ball tonight.
Well, the Wildcats will get the football as Memorial will kick off to the Wildcats. We're ready to kick off the football season here in just a matter of moments. So kicking off for the Memorial Tigers is number 60. That is Nico Branham. And he kicks it, and it's going to be a little bit short and see if it goes out of bounds. But no, it's actually fielded, and that's Caleb Berger who's come back out for the football team in his senior year, and he's able to return it to about the 26-yard line. So now you take a look at the Wildcat offense coming out here. So it's a triple option attack that we saw for the most part of last year once Blake Mann took over the quarterback spot. So he's going to be the starter for the Wildcats, 6'2", 183 pounds. And we'll see some things going on in the backfield. You mentioned Lance Dawkins, but also the slots back there are going to include Isaac Day and also Caleb Berger, number 21. And note, if everybody remembers Dawkins over the last couple of years wearing number 10, he is now number 23. So
that's not confusing.
Yeah, because on the roster they still have it as 10, but they bring Day in motion there, so they're able to give it to the fullback, Dawkins, and he plows forward. And like you said, against that 4-4 defense, there should be some openings there.
Well, when you and I, even way back in our day when they invented electricity, they ran that 4-4 defense, and we had that all the time. You know, if you needed a quarterback sneak for a yard, I mean, you were guaranteed. As strong as you were going to get that yard, and we'd move the chain. So if they're eventually, if Jasper gashes them a couple of times, they're going to slant those linebackers. And then if you guess right, you're taking it to the house.
And I'll tell you, one matchup is going to be Ashton Sheeter. He's straight up against DeMarco Vaughn. He's got a lot of experience and leader in tackles for loss for Memorial last year. But they're right away again, 2 quick plays and a quick first down there. So the Wildcats just rolling on offense right now.
Well, what Jasper's going to do is they're going to continue to pound the ball. And they've had success twice, so it is a possibility that on the next play, Coach Lewis may want to open it up a little bit. But once he sees those defensive backs start to creep up because they can't stop a run, bang, you hit them deep.
All right, so Dawkins so far 6 yards, 5 yards, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, just underway here. The 2020 football season is underway and going on as they bring Berger in motion, but it's Dawkins to the right side, and he is met right there. And one player we mentioned at the outset was Josh Russell. He is actually coming off a season where he had 60 tackles, including 5 for loss and an interception, playing a linebacker spot, so he makes the stop on that play.
Well, what had happened is, well, ago when I talked about Jasper guessing right and taking it to the house, well, that one they guessed wrong, and the slant came right into it. So instead of Dawkins going right there by the center, he ended up out by the tackle.
And that's one thing Coach Tony Lewis has talked about, is that Mann will throw the football on a lot of play action, obviously, out of this triple option threat. They bring Day in motion. Now they're going to run the option. Now Mann pitches it out there, and Day's going to have to recover that ball, and I think he did. So he was actually battling out there against Connor Agler, number 4, and Cats are able to hang on to a loss of maybe a yard on that play.
What Jasper's going to have to understand is every team that they play in, week out, coming into the SIAC, they're going to have outstanding speed to the sidelines. Gash them in the middle.
Right.
And then when they start sucking the outside in and they start bringing the defensive backs up, that's where you go.
And as you mentioned, the Wildcats in their first game, not the first game against Memorial, we've been playing Memorial forever, but the first time we're playing them as a conference foe here in the SIAC Conference, the Southern Indiana Athletic Conferences. Mann rolls to his left, and again, he loves that open space because he's a very quick quarterback and runner, and he's able to battle to about the 49-yard line, so he's going to be short of the first down by about 2, I would say. So we'll see if the Cats decide to go for it or are going to punt away, because Mann, I think, is their punter.
Well, I think this close to midfield, especially this early in the season, and let's face it, when it comes to the SIAC, Jasper has no respect right now. They have to earn it, and you earn it by taking chances.
Well, that's exactly what the Wildcats are going to do. So Mann brings his team out and
show no fear.
Cats spreading out the formation too, with 2 wide receivers to our near side here. Berger's going to go in motion, but they're going to give it to Dawkins, and he gets that first down yardage as he's able to get across midfield down to the 44, so a gain of 5 on 4th and 2.
It was the same exact thing that when they stopped the run on the press box side, they slanted the same way, but Dawkins was able to kind of turn his body a little bit to where it glanced on him instead of the guy being able to wrap. And I mean, you do that, I mean, Dawkins going to win that 10 out of 10 times.
So far the battle of the offensive line, and That includes the center, who is Ashton Sheeter, who was one of the kingpin of the Wildcat defense before he had an injury last year, but he is starting, and he's wearing number 53. And actually a helmet rolls on the field there. Memorial player lost his head as Dawkins is able to pick up about 4, but also taking a look at that offensive line. Quade Pope, he started at tackle last year. He's in one of the guard spots along with right guard Tyler Kelly. Then you got Carson Chanley back from last year, number 79. And in the left tackle spot is Gus Heichelbeck, number 64 at 6'3", 245. So the Wildcat line with some good size, including 245, 240 for Kelly, 279 for Pope, and 225 for Chanley.
I want to see how that beef moves, though.
There's man, he's going to lead to the right side. He sees an opening, and he can really turn it on once he sees it. He gets across the 30 to the 25, and that is a huge pickup from the 43 all the way down to the 25-yard line. 18 yards for the quarterback and a first down.
I tell you what, if he throws the ball as well as he ran that was such a beautiful read, because I actually thought he gave the ball to Dawkins. And then at the very last second, then where you seen him aggressively go upfield, you knew he had the ball, and then to show the speed on the outside, that's this is a big thing for Jasper. They're going on almost 5 minutes of possession right now.
Yeah, the Wildcats rolling right along with 7:31 on the clock, and split out to the left side is Jack Albright, one of the starters at wide receiver, and at a tight end spot for the Wildcats is Connor Foley, number 89. Nice. So there's Dawkins to the right side, and he is met right there by number 15 for the Memorial Tigers, senior Evan Quick. And talking about Memorial, they only have 5 seniors on this team, so it's a very young football team, Bob.
Well, when I seen them warm up, in fact, when I look over at the sideline, they've got a tremendous amount of size, especially, right by the 40-yard line. There's some guys that are pretty big over there. Their defense does not look, other than 79 right there, plugging up the middle. They don't look that big at all. Jasper should be with Pope coming back and also with Chanley coming back. If they get those offensive linemen doing what they're supposed to be doing, Jasper should punch us in.
All right, so we actually got a timeout on the field. So Jasper will take a break here with 6:55. No score, but the Wildcats rolling at the 24 when we come back here on 18 WJTS. All right, the Wildcats moving right along at the 24-yard line. First possession of the 2020 season. So far, so good as they're facing a 2nd and 9 here. Good runs by Blake Mann, and also Dawkins just kind of plowing the Wildcats forward. 2nd and 9 as they actually run the option. Oh, and he loses handle of the football, and Memorial's going to pick it up. So Blake Mann was trying to get rid of that ball. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, wanting to get it over to the slot back, Day, and Coach Tony Lewis is not happy about that because a great possession the Cats had there, and you just cannot be careless with that football.
Well, their defense really has to step up now. We need to, if Memorial gets a little, first down or whatever, let's keep them on their side of the 50. But, man, right there, it plain and simple, got the ball out there like I think Coach Roller used to call it carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And he got it tapped away from him, and you're a senior. You can't do that.
All right, so the Memorial Tigers will have the football at their own 31-yard line. So 1st and 10, and we're getting our first look at quarterback Colton Pence, number 3, 6'2", 185-pound senior again. 2,100 yards last year and 24 touchdowns, and right away he gets it out to his man, number 9, Josh Russell, and quick pickup there. And that's one thing, Bob, they love throwing those screens. I was watching a little bit of the highlights of the scrimmage last week against Castle, and that's their game plan.
Yeah, but if you watch how Jasper lines up, they have a receiver or 2 over there, and Jasper's got a couple of defensive backs over there. They send this guy in motion. Now they've got it overloaded. These 2 guys up here become blockers. He catches it. That's 7-8 yards every time. Jasper's got to get up and get physical on that side.
All right, so 2nd down. And this time they give it to Russell on the left side, and the Cats do a nice job of stopping things up there. Again, looking at the Wildcats' defensive line, including number 58, Jacob Potts. Had a lot of playing time last year, and number 23, Lance Dawkins, is playing one of the defensive tackle spots as well.
Jasper's got about 5 guys going both ways.
So Memorial actually with 4 wide receivers to our near side, 1 split to the far, so 5 wide outs split out there. Some basically 3 slots over on this side. So Pence is going to look to the middle of the football field and wide open, nobody there in midfield. Hauling it in is number 11, Leo Collins. So that's a big pickup for the Memorial Tigers and a first down.
Well, we had one guy go too deep, and when they went, and the guy went back to his zone and sat down, the guy in front of him sat down in his zone. One guy was too deep, one guy was too close to the line of scrimmage, and that opened up that little pocket. And with a quarterback like Pence, I don't care if you have a freshman receiver out there, he's going to drop it right in your hands.
All right, so that's a 16-yard pass play. It sets up Memorial in Wildcat territory now at the 46. And it gives to the right side, and that's Xavier Tyler. He's a junior, 5'8", 180 pounds. Number 6 rumbles his way across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. So the Wildcat defense put to the test earlier.
Yeah, it's Memorial. It's just too easy for right now. Jasper's got to get physical. That's the only way they're going to get respect in this conference.
So Pence on second
Bringing
down.
a stunt.
Facing a little pressure, and there's good pressure there by Dawkins, but Pence is able to get away from it. Still looking down the field, and he just chucks it out of bounds there. So
that should be intentional grounding because there was a receiver right there, but he threw it and it went out of bounds like a yard in front of him.
I think he did drop a pass or drop the flag there, so I think the Wildcats are going to get that call, Bob.
It absolutely is. I mean, there was a guy within 5 yards, but when he threw the ball, when it was a yard in front of him, I mean, it was out of bounds already.
Right.
So he was just – I don't think they threw it, Craig.
No, they did. He's walking it off right now. He just reported.
Gotcha.
So he's going to –
I was looking at where I was hoping the ball was.
Yeah, and they're doing it from the spot of the foul, which was at the 43-yard line, so they will – walk off, well, I guess just 5 yards from there.
Yeah, but the
good thing is it a loss of down, though?
It should be. Intentional grounding is definitely should be loss of down.
All right, so that moves the football to the 48-yard line.
Unless it's different in high school because it's only second down.
So John Hurley, who's 100 wins now for the Memorial Tigers, 13th year, 155. And, you know, again, Memorial's had unbelievable success. They've been to 5 state finals, including 2 state championships out of the past 3 years, 1 in 3A and 1 in 4A. But they had some lean years in between there, 2012 through 2015, at 4 straight losing seasons. And now he actually got a penalty on the Wildcats this time.
Well, being that theirs was a spot foul and where he walked to, they actually lost about 9 yards. And they only gained 5, so we're up 4. So now let's get a stop here and get him in a 3rd and 7 to where we know he's got to throw the ball.
Well, it's actually 2nd and 7, so they did not make it a loss of down, which I just don't understand. But
well, maybe in high school it's different.
So 2nd and 7, so the ball right back.
Come on, get some pressure.
Pence is going long, and that's one-on-one against.
Good defense.
Yeah, outstanding defense. Staying stride for stride right there is Ian Giesler, a starter in the cornerback spot. So he did a nice job picking up the receiver and forcing a 3rd down situation here.
Well, Giesler looks like he's given up about 5 inches, but the way he was able to work his body in front of the receiver and kind of just slow up half a step to where it didn't look like he was truly impeding his progress. And then the ball went long. So that was a very nice job by Giesler.
So 3rd down and 7. Pence.
See if Jasper's going to bring some heat here from the linebacker.
3 wide receivers to the far side there. And
we are way too deep on the far side.
So they actually give it
nice
to
play
the back on the left side, and a good job defensively there by Grant Maringer, number 1. Played some linebacker last year, playing a strong safety position tonight, and he actually may have knocked him for a brief loss there, but the bottom line is we get set up a 4th and long here.
Well, good. This would be a good question for Coach Hurley. I mean, his the history of success speaks for itself, but looks like he's either going to pooch punt this because he's going to set a little deeper in as a quarterback.
Well, it might be one of those situations. Well, he's trying a hard count there, but if he sees it, go for it. You know, just kind of a pass punt option situation here. But no, they're actually going to throw a screen out here, and they've got a wide open man. And can he get the 1st down?
Boy, he's close.
Coming up on the play was number 63, Liam Kibbe. So he had to actually recover there because that was they were running a screen there. And, yeah, I think the way they got it situated, they're going to actually call for the measurement here.
That is a real nice job by Memorial on that crackback. You know, the one guy goes and like he's cutting on the inside and gets about 6 yards, turns around, comes back, picks up the defender, and by the time he catches that little screen pass, 6 yards, and then whatever he can do after that. But I think he's got it here.
Again, it was 4th and 7 from the 48. He has to get to the 41, and he's inside that 41. But when you look on the far side, it looks like the marker is right on the 41-yard line, so I think he's got this first down. But we're going to measure our first measurement of the season, and Jeremy Marcos with outstanding look at it from there, and is plenty for that first down. So Memorial gambles on 4th down, and they get it. The Wildcats gambled earlier on a 4th and 2 and got a first down.
You and I were talking earlier about years past how we were getting these guys in long, like 3rd and 18s, and the other team would be successful. And we talked about how Jasper had to adjust and not let that happen this year. You can talk about a 3rd and 18, but a 4th and 7s, that's good distance,
right?
So I don't know. If we keep them out, it's all for naught.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 41. So big play set up there. Leo Collins was the receiver on that screen that got the first down. Now they give it straight up the middle, and there's running room for number 6, Xavier Tyler.
I mean, that's a nice job. That's strong running. He's the running back they had a couple of years ago. His name eludes me, but they're built about the same way. And he got hit about a yard and a half down. He took him another 3 yards.
So that sets up the football at the 32-yard line. 3:23 on the clock here. First quarter, no score. Memorial on their first possession after the Wildcat turnover. Pence, he throws one. He kind of lost control of it. The Cat, almost picked off over there. Nice defensive play, trying to see who came up. I think it was Blake Mann making a play from his free safety spot.
Well, as a quarterback, you should know how the ball is going to arrive.
Right.
But, even just keeping his eye on the ball and keeping enough distance so they can't throw the flag, it's pretty difficult to do that when you're concentrating on the ball coming in. Plus, the receiver coming through has got a couple of inches on you, so you really have to be in the right spot, and that was just textbook right there.
Wildcats naming some of the defensive players out there, including Jacob Potts at a defensive end spot. Michael Beekler, number 24. Isaac Day playing a linebacker spot, number 31. As they give it to the right side, that's Russell, number 9, and he lumbers his way across the 30 to about the 28, maybe 20. I think they're going to mark it at the 28, so he's going to be short of that first down, setting up another 4th down situation.
Well, a play like that just tells you that Mr. Hurley is thinking, two plays. Now, this is huge. This is huge for Jasper. If we can get a stop here, I look for 2 types of plays. The little step by the running back going up the gut, or the little swing out to the far side.
All right, so 4th down here. Memorial went for it on 4th and 7, got it. This time it's 4th and 2. Quarterback Pence is going to roll to his right. Cats got it pretty well covered, so he's going to have to be forced to run, and good job defensively there. As kind of forcing him to stumble there was Michael Beekler, number 24, with really good pressure. But I'll tell you what, the coverage downfield was outstanding.
It was absolutely outstanding, and the mistake that Pence made when he rolled is, he had at about 2 yards where he could turn it upfield, and then it would have been a coin flip whether he made it or not. But Jasper reacted so quickly, they closed the gap. So since he didn't make the decision that quick, Jasper did an outstanding job of recovering.
So I say we give credit for the sack there to number 24, Michael Beekler, even though it was a little stumble by the quarterback, but he kind of forced him into that situation with his good pressure. So
agreed.
1st and 10 from the Wildcats from the 33, second possession of the football game. And there goes Dawkins lumbering straight forward across. And he loses the handle of the football, but are they going to say he was down? I believe so, yes. So Dawkins gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line. So a pickup of 14 on first down.
Well, Coach Lewis is out there just at the 40-yard line, just really yelling at his offense. That's one senior that lost a fumble, and then you had another senior about that. Dawkins has to understand he's strong enough to hold the ball where nobody can get it. but you're a senior. You can't let that happen.
All right, so 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score yet. Jasper against Memorial. First time as SIAC foes. And there goes man to the left side, and he's going to be right at about the 50-yard line, maybe just shy, so maybe a gain of about 2 on the play.
Now, there may be a face mask in there, but I thought it was a hold on Jasper on the far side. I didn't catch the number, but.
Yep, and that's definitely what it is. So a holding on the Wildcats will push him back, and it looks like it's going to be, they're going to mark it from the 49, so that's going to move it to the 39-yard line. So it pushes the Wildcats back, and we'll set up a first and long situation, maybe about 1st and 18 or so.
Yeah. You've always been better at math than me, so I'm going to go with your number.
Yeah, but don't trust my eyesight. 1st and 19, that's what they're saying on the scoreboard, so we'll say the same thing. So a holding penalty moves the Cats back there. So it's not been mistake-free. We've had a couple fumbles, 1 lost, and now there's a nice little screen out there.
Nice!
Berger with a nice move to get it across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. So a huge play there, pickup of about 14, we'll call it 15 yards actually, to the 48, maybe 47 of Memorial.
Well, anybody that is from our age knows about the Berger name. And watching him play high school basketball and his other sports, it's like he's got the perfect body for football.
Football, yeah.
And I tell you, that one right there, they had him wrapped pretty good, but he showed some strength and got down the field, got almost all of it back except for, 5 yards?
Right. So actually a 14-yard pass play. And, actually Berger loses the handle of the football there. So another fumble for the Wildcats. They fumbled the football 3 times. Well, I guess the second one really didn't count because they called him down. But 2 fumbles lost to Memorial here in this first quarter.
And you know what's really, really frustrating about that is Jasper's been moving the ball on both possessions. I mean, as far as time of possession, they've owned this quarter. But scoreboard 0-0, so
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Again, this is a Memorial football team that, again, coming off a state championship, ranked number 1 in both polls right now, and with an experienced quarterback who's still trying to find his way with some new receivers and a new offensive line out there, but just giving the Tigers a chance here with those mistakes. So 43 seconds to go, and it's 1st and 10 from the 43 as
there he goes.
Pence drops back, rolls to his right, looks downfield, wide open, just standing on the sideline at the 40-yard line. And that is number 11, who actually caught that screen pass for a first down earlier. Leo Collins with another nice catch there and a huge play for the Tigers. 17 yards.
When you're in man coverage, it's not looked upon well when you have 8 yards between you and the receiver. I mean, he just sat there and waited for it to come. Jasper's got to get up on those guys. Pence will pick them apart.
So 1st and 10 in Wildcat territory. Gives it the last time. So the Wildcats doing a pretty good job against the run there, and no place for Xavier Tyler to go anywhere.
Well, it showed kind of Tyler's strength there. He got hit like 2 yards and kept twisting and fighting. And so that right there shows you that when you do hit him, you better wrap him to bring him down.
All right, so we come to the end of the first quarter, and both teams making the move offensively, but 2 fumbles by the Wildcats lost to the Memorial Tigers. Sets up Memorial when we come back. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 40. No score yet. Jasper against Memorial here on 18 WJTS. All right, we're set to start the second quarter. No score on the scoreboard yet, but Memorial with the football after the Wildcat fumble. A 17-yard pass play. Wildcats stopped the run there, so now it's 2nd and 10.
This is a big play for the Jasper defense.
So it's pitch out. Xavier with the football, and a good job defensively coming up from the linebacker spot is Ashton Sheeter, number 53. So, again, we lost him last year late in the season, but he is just making some plays out there tonight. So he actually knocks them back for a loss. So a tackle for loss for the senior there, sets it up 3rd and 11 from the 41-yard line.
Well, the last times they've had these long distances, they've rolled him out to both sides. Just seeing what they're doing.
Clock down to 3. Now they snaps the football, and they're
Screen,
setting up the screen
screen.
on the left side, and
Yes.
the Cats are right there to cover it. That's Grant Maringer coming up making a play. But the ball falls incomplete, so it's a situation here. Will Memorial punt because they're still a little bit into Wildcat territory, 10 yards into it, or 9 yards into it at the 41-yard line, 4th and 11.
I agree with what you're saying, but then on the other hand, this possession itself has been horrible. No continuity. This surprises me. Unless they're just going to try to draw them off sides and maybe take 5, but 4th and 10 if they do snap it.
Yeah, they actually shift formation there, so I think they are going to drop back the punt, and we'll see if the Cats just kind of let it go. Actually, Mann's going to drop back and see if he can receive this. We'll see if he has a chance. He's got a chance to return there, and he's going to go for it right there at the 3-yard line. Dances around a little too much, and now he's in trouble there. That's one of those situations where it's like let it drop and go into the end zone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just at the last second, you can see Coach Lewis down there directing Mann to go back to receive, and again, that's just too much of a temptation, especially when you're an athlete like Mann, that want to take the opportunity. But the smart play there was to let it go into the end zone.
Yeah, it's and it was about the 1.5 yard line where he hauled that in. Well, the way Jasper's moved the ball, if they can stop shooting themselves in the foot, we should be able to go down and punch this in.
Well, and the thing is, we're moving it with the power game too. With Dawkins, we can just kind of keep him plowing forward.
The 2 fumbles will be talked about, but boy, they really won't mean much if Jasper can eat up almost all this clock and punch it in, going 97 yards.
So it's a 3rd possession for the Wildcats. They will start this deep in Memorial territory at the 3-yard line. 1st and 10 with 10:57 to go here in the 2nd quarter. And there we're talking about it. Dawkins, he's had that middle of the field wide open all night tonight, and he lumbers right there for about a 9-yard gain.
Well, what's the old saying? Take what they give you. They haven't stopped that other than one play. So, 90% of the time it's being successful, and that's not stopping anything. So until they stop you 2-3 times in a row, I just keep going to the well.
I agree. So it's 2nd and short here, and especially in this situation. I mean,
they went to a 5 front now.
You can see Russell. Oh, they actually get him to draw off sides. Good job there. So an outstanding job by the quarterback, Blake Mann, to force DeMarco Vaughn to jump off sides there. Obviously in a short yardage situation, most of the defensive linemen want to get a little aggressive, and Vaughn got caught off guard there.
Yeah, when they jump into that 5 front, because Dawkins is just essentially gashing them, that's not a if he could audible into a sweep with Dawkins to the outside because they're all pinched on the inside.
So that moves the football to the 18-yard line, and again, straight up the middle.
Look
and
at that.
Like you said, just keep it going, man. So a good job by Dawkins, right where he left off last year. And he is just, and it's basically the middle of the field's been wide open. Ashton Sheeter, the center, along with the guards, Quade Pope. And Pope was a tackle last year, but again, 6'2", 279.
With experience.
Yeah, and then you got 240 Tyler Kelly at the right guard spot. So you got some really good strength and size. And I tell you one thing that I'm impressed with the Wildcat. Yeah, we obviously have the size when it comes to, the weight on the charts and everything, but I think they look very, very in great shape out there. Oh, and there's a run. Day, but then we got a flag right there at the 35-yard line. So Isaac Day is slot back getting a nice run, but this may be coming back, and it is a hold against the Wildcats. So, we've seen our share of penalties tonight too.
Well, when you see and I just caught it out of the corner of my eye, but when you see the Memorial guy getting pulled backwards, that's usually a good sign that somebody's got his jersey.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, a lot of times the holds are after the play is, move forward, but you saw it a little bit better than I did, so I don't know if that opened up that long run, but regardless, it's coming back, and it goes back 5 to the, it's going to be from the 23-yard line, 1st and 16 for the Wildcats here.
What is it? It's only holding if they throw the flag.
Yeah.
All right,
so Mann's going to throw here and finds Berger to the left side. Berger stumbles a little bit. Gives Xavier Tyler, number 6, the credit for the tackle. So
Jasper had that set up nicely, but as you and I both know, if you have one piece that misses, because the block out there was not held long enough, and he got out. And if you can get guys coming at the side of Berger instead of in front of him, it's going to be hard to bring him down.
Yeah. All right, so the ball's at the 24-yard line, so a gain of about 1 on that play. Second down, about 15, so maybe a gain of 2, but regardless, give it to Dawkins. Let him keep going. Look at kind of Larry Zonka look tonight.
I just
to the 33-yard line. 9 yards there.
Not only to run with power, but that was such an outstanding job by the offensive line because the slant actually came in to the side that Jasper was running, but they were able to get him enough to where they were hitting Dawkins from the side. And, you know, just like we were talking about Berger a while ago, he's a load to bring down from the side. You got to hit him head on.
You know, and as I mentioned, I mean, again, our offensive line, good size, but they all just look in really good shape. So maybe it's a situation where we've got an offensive line that's not only big, but also pretty athletic out there, and you know, maybe just a little too quick for this Memorial defensive line that is struggling against the Wildcat up front in that running game. So we're going to take a break here. 8:01 to go here in the first half. No score yet, but the Wildcats moving. It'll be 3rd and 6 when we come back here on 18 WJTS. All right, so a big situation here for the Jasper Wildcats. Ball's resting at the 33-yard line, 3rd and 6. And the Cats have been moving the football with the run.
I would guess they would have to get at least 5 yards before Coach Lewis would
consider,
yeah.
All right, so man's under center, brings a man in motion. That's Berger, but they give it. No, actually, man's going to keep it. Now he pitches out.
Oh, that should
and that looked a little close to being a forward pass, but the official right there. But he's able to get it to the 37-yard line. We got to get to just beyond the 38, so it's about a yard or so, about a yard and a half short there, Bob.
Well, that was a great read by man, because what Memorial started to do is the linebacker on Jasper Strong's side, where we got the most people, the linebacker on Memorial is playing that side, and wherever Dawkins goes, he's going. So if we can get to him with our offensive linemen, that should free Dawkins up for a big one.
Well, they're starting to plug the hole there. Actually attack, and they're able to get Dawkins, but can he get the muscle to get there? I don't think he did. That was a nice job by number 74, Axel Diaz. He's 245 pounds, but he was able to manhandle Dawkins. But, well, let's see what the spot is. I think it's going to be short.
I think so, too.
Yeah, but they're trying to eyeball it from here. Now they're going to call another measurement.
I think he's going to be sharp. But the handoff between Dawkins and man on that particular one, it's the first time I've seen it all night, was not as clean as it needed to be. But they did, like you said, they were plugging the middle. And I think dropping man back in about 3 yards and letting him drop one into the tight end just right over where everybody's blitzing in.
All right, so they're going to do the measurement here. And
there's a lot of slack in that chain. A lot of slack. Oh, I think he's gonna. He did
get that. Yes, down Jasper, just by the nose of the football.
The hair of my chinny chin chin. My Lord.
So Jeremy was right on top of it. I was actually should have been looking at our monitor there in that situation, but yeah, you just saw it there. The way they had the yard marker over on the other end, I thought he was going to be short. So a 4th and 1, Wildcats convert. So a first down for the Wildcats.
Well, fortunately for us, they had the white stripes towards us, so that gave us a little bit more. But huge get. Now, do you take advantage of it?
Absolutely.
You only get so many opportunities. You got to take advantage.
So 6 minutes, 48 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and Cats are able to get Memorial to jump off, and that was number 74, Axel Diaz, who made that stop. And now he jumps off there. So the Wildcats have done that to Memorial a couple times tonight to get them to jump there. So the second time it's been whistled on Memorial. So
this was this drive started a little over 10 minutes to go, and we're down to 6:40.
Right.
And, we're not at midfield. We're just move the chains and eat up that clock.
So 1st and 5, ball at the 43-yard line. Cats need a nice sustained drive here to close out this first half. Man's going to keep it. Sees the opening up the middle. There he goes. He's got the speed if he can get away. And he stumbles his way to the 31-yard line. So a huge play there for Mann. Nice read, found his blocks there. And it was basically a quarterback run all the way, and he's able to take it all the way to the 31.
You know, I seen him go into the offensive line, and then he got real small. He got real close to the ground, and then he's got that first step. It's just when he plants that foot and he goes, he's just so fast and able to elude some Tigers and get a great gain for Jasper.
So a 26-yard run for the quarterback, and the Wildcats in business. 5:58 on the clock here, 1st and 10 from the 31. And they give it to Dawkins straight up, and he gets across the 30 to the 28. Pick up about 3 on that play.
It's going to be interesting. Although 3 is, it's where you really want to be in that area, 3 to 4 yards, a cloud of dust, eat the clock, all that kind of good stuff. But Mann hasn't been in the shotgun yet tonight. And usually you see that once or twice, especially in the first half.
Yeah. The Cats with their triple option offense, he mostly will go under center there. So a little fake there. Now he's actually looked like he was wanting to throw it, but now he stumbles. Nice job there by number 34 to take the legs out. That's Will Rogers of the quarterback, Mann. So Mann's going to lose some yardage on that play.
Well, they were looking for the receiver to come across the middle, 3-4 yards, but when he made contact, because you want to sell that you're not going out for a pass, you sell the block, he got tied up with him.
Right.
And then Mann had nowhere to go.
So the loss moves the Wildcats back to the 31, so it's about, we'll call it 3rd and 9.5 or so.
I'll feel pretty comfortable about going for it if we can get at least 6.
All right, so the Wildcats split 3 to our near side with the lone setback. Mann's looking downfield.
He's going
for his
deep.
First completion of the year. He's got Berger down there, but he's going to be a little bit long, and the Memorial Tiger did kind of tackle him there, but I don't think it was a catchable pass there. So that was Xavier Tyler on the defensive play, but sets up a 4th down and long situation here, and the Cats obviously will go for it unless they decide to kick. They actually run out there. That's 13, Cooper Ewing. He's not a kicker.
Well, they're bringing Dawkins out, so I can't imagine.
No, they're definitely going to go for it here.
Well, I can't imagine that they're going to run it. It's 4th and 10. Our running game's been 6 or 7 times tonight, been 1 tackle away from going.
Right. So Mann in the shotgun this time. He's going to roll to his left. Looking downfield, he's got a man wide open. That's a tight end. Connor Foley with a nice catch there, right on the sideline. 6'5", 199-pound junior, and he comes up with a huge first down there.
Well, you got that size of body, and what a nice job of stopping, his cleats before they hit the sideline. And he was actually able to stop himself and turn his momentum and get another 2-3 yards. That's pretty impressive for a man that size.
No doubt. So 31 to the 17, 14-yard hook up on a 4th and 9. Gives the Wildcats first down. 1st and 10 from the 17.
Middle's open.
Dawkins right side. Boy, he just plowed right over Josh Russell, number 9. So I think that actually earned him an extra 2 or 3 yards on that run.
That is, I think that young man's now going to understand that that's not really the position you want to find yourself in.
Right.
Dawkins is a load. And we're what, about 50 yards from where they're playing?
Yep.
Dawkins' arms look like clubs up here.
Yeah.
I wish I could say mine were like that, but they weren't ever.
So the clock at 3:42 right now, rolling down at the end of the first half. Cats looking for their first score. Mann finds the man behind him, and that is Berger. And Berger's not able to get away from really anybody there. Maybe gain a couple. No, actually, he's going to lose a couple yards. Moves it back to the 15-yard line.
Well, that's a little inexperience on Berger's part. We know about his athletic ability and all that, but when Mann comes out, if he's on the hash marks, the running back's got to be 2-3 yards, closer to us.
Right.
Because Mann turned around, he wasn't there, but to man's credit, he didn't go ahead and just throw it blindly.
Right.
So didn't get what we wanted on there, but we didn't turn the ball over either.
So the Cats, third down situation here, 3rd and 7. They've been making conversions. They've actually had 2 4th down conversions on this drive so far. Last one a 4th and 9, but right now it's 3rd and 8. Man just cannot find anything in there. Now he's trying to dance away. He's actually able to gain something out of it. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, I believe. So he's going to be at the 16.
I know that didn't look like much, but being that you and I have done this so long, when you see the defensive backfield, in that play where they got him wrapped up, if he'd have let that ball go, Memorial had 2 guys right there, and he pulled it down. And yeah, it's nothing special, and we sure in the heck wish it would have been better, but there was a mistake there, and he didn't make it.
Well, the Wildcats going to have to earn it again, going for their 3rd 4th down conversion here on a 4th and we'll call it 4th and 9 from the 16. Man looking to his right side. Now he's got an opening. He can run for it. And can he get there? And he loses the football again. The 3rd turnover for the Wildcats. I don't know if he was going to have enough for that 1st down. So obviously you got to stay aggressive. But regardless, it goes in the books as another turnover for the Cats. And that means turning the football over to the Memorial Tigers with 1:53 to go, and an all-state quarterback who probably has had a lot of situations where he's had 2-minute offenses, and we'll see if the Wildcats can hold here.
Sitting over here watching this game with the Jasper football hat on, you see that, and it's like you get a little frustrated. Jasper's just destroying Memorial, doing whatever they want to do.
Except for on the scoreboard.
Right.
So right now it's still 0-0. Neither team has scored yet.
And Memorial, they're probably not going to get. I wouldn't think they'd take too big a chance. I mean, they get the ball to start the second half.
Right. So 1:53. Cats trying to get at it, and then they run that screen to the outside, and that is number 12, Hugh Pierce.
That's all right. You just stop them before the 1st down and let the clock keep rolling. And if Memorial calls some timeouts, then we'll see that they're getting really aggressive. If not, they're just letting the fire burn out.
All right, so gain of 7 on that screen play. Clock running at 1:30.
Ooh, should have flagged right there.
Middle of the field's wide open, and oh boy, can go. Did he pick it off? Yes! Great job by Gabe Maringer, number 1. I'm sorry, Grant Maringer. What a catch there by Grant Maringer as he just at the last second turned back, and the ball was a little bit short for the receiver running that post pattern right up the middle, and he picked it right off.
Maringer just wanted it. He wanted it more. He got it. He got his paws on there, and he was strong enough to pull it out. And boy, I tell you what, he may have just brightened the day for Jasper if we can punch it in here. He gave him a second chance, and if Jasper does get some points out of here, offense needs to come over and thank him heartedly.
No question. So the ball's at the 44-yard line in Memorial territory here. 1:20 on the clock. Cats have spent at least 1, maybe 2 timeouts, so. He gives it there to Isaac Day, a little delayed draw, and he gains to the 40-yard line. Now, the Wildcats actually have a soccer player back out this year. Jackson Cabrick, of course, was the kicker for the Wildcats for a couple years there, but Alex Sermersheim, he is a senior on the soccer team that is actually a kicker for the Wildcats, so we'll see if they decide to maybe do something like that. But right now, 2nd down and 6 from the 40-yard line. Man rolls to his left, looking downfield, and stiff arms his man, gets out of bounds wisely because you got to stop that clock in that situation, regardless if you are going to lose a yard or 2.
Well, the big thing, the big picture is just don't make a mistake where Memorial can, get a cheapie.
Right.
So he did stop the clock. It's 3rd down. You go here. If you get it, great. But if not, punt it away and you don't kill yourself. Boy, the mistakes. You just got to stay away from the mistakes. And he's done it 2 or 3 times nicely.
All right, so the ball is back at the original line of scrimmage after that interception at the 44. So 3rd and 10.
Right.
Man, looking to the middle of the field. He's got a man. That's Berger. Berger's able to handle the football and stops the clock as he gets the first down to the 25-yard line. 19-yard hookup on 3rd and 10.
Athletic ability. You know, man put the ball in a good spot, but Berger got his right paw on it and kind of popped it up in the air. That was outstanding.
Oh, actually, Memorial calls the timeout, so the
Thank you.
Cats get a break there. So, yeah, the Cats are going to have a chance with 34.7 there. Memorial, I think, just wanted to make sure that they got the personnel out there to cover here. So let's take a break here. 34.7, no score on the board, but the Cats at the 25 when we come back here on 18 WJTS. All right, after the timeout here, Memorial's still on their sideline. But, Bob, what are you seeing out there as far as Memorial's defense?
Well, they're starting to bring their linebackers up, and if you watch a play before it happens, when they do go to the 4-4, they did switch to the 5 front, but their linebackers are, you can see them jitter which line they're going. And if he's coming, if he's showing this way, then you know the guy in front of him is going the other way.
Right.
And Mann's, he's got a lot of experience from last year, and he's a senior. He needs to see that.
All right, so 1st and 10, Mann throws it out there, and can he get it? But I think it's picked off. Yes, it is. So the 4th turnover for the Wildcats in this first half, and number 7 picks it off. That's Justin Schieberle, and he returns it back to about the 10-yard line, or 8-yard line, I guess. But, yeah, Mann just didn't get much on that football, and there was plenty of white jerseys around, so I don't know if that was a very good decision there.
Well, he had three guys out there. And when you have 3 guys out there, if he does a little 5-yard and button hook, but if he goes as deep as he did, those other guys, they got speed too.
Right.
You know, and one of them's even, from Memorial's the tallest guy in that particular area. So man, he's going to have to go into the locker room shaking his head, but, it's the first game. So if we go in at double goose eggs and Jasper comes out and pulls this game out, it's all for naught.
Well, 23.9, so we'll see if Memorial tries to make any runs here, but now they're actually going to run the football straight up. So I think they're just going to let it go out, and both teams are going to, I guess just kind of dust themselves off. The Wildcats have shown tonight, Bob, that they can move the football, but 3 fumbles in the first half, all recovered by Memorial as we get down to 6 seconds, and we're going to end this first half. And then right there, the Wildcats come up with an interception. Nice job by Grant Maringer to pick one off and give the Wildcats a chance from the 25. They eventually got down that far before Mann was able to pick it off. And I'd say Tony Lewis knows what opportunities are on the football field, but unfortunately, we've just not been able to not shoot ourselves in the foot here.
Well, too many times whenever you've played a team with explosive capabilities, it seems like, you've made these mistakes. Oh, if we would have done this, we would have done that. Because sooner or later, they're going to hit it. So you got to build it to where if they hit it, it's the lead. When they hit it, it's not that big a deal. Jasper, in my opinion, and you can argue with me, left 21 points out there, at least.
I think so. Yeah, there's some drives that actually got deep into Memorial territory. And, the drive before where we actually had some nice conversions, especially that 4th and 9 situation where it was a hookup to Connor Foley for 14 yards to get the first down, but then the Wildcats end up losing the fumble on another 4th and 9 situation where Mann looked like he was getting close to it, but again, I think just his aggressiveness trying to get that first down caused that fumble there, but still 3 fumbles, all lost to Memorial, and an interception in the first half.
Yeah, that young man is going to be kicking himself in the derriere, so to speak. I'm sure there's nobody more upset with him as he is for himself.
Right.
Now, this is part of it. You and I have been through it, and anybody that's graduated high school has been through it. You're a senior. You should have the experience to be able to take this terrible, terrible half and put it behind you and move forward. Okay, we're 0-0 instead of a full football game now. They get the ball first, and it's a half. I'll go out there, take away their turnovers. We'll win the game, and we'll learn for next time. But, man, he has just really got to be shaking his head right now.
But you also got to be happy with the Wildcat defense, though, because in our situations, we've lost the ball 4 times, but Memorial has no points to show for it, so no points off turnovers, and I think our defense is doing an outstanding job, especially against a very talented and experienced quarterback with Memorial.
Well, the interception Giesler had, that was a man's interception right there.
Yeah.
Maringer, sorry. That was a man's interception right there. That was just, my team needs a play. We have guys making plays.
Mm-hmm.
But, we got guys on the other side, on our offense that are nullifying them. So get on the same page, guys. Our defense, you are correct, is saving our keister.
Right now. All right, so no score at the end of one half of play here. Jasper 0, Memorial 0. We'll take a break here on 18 WJTS. All right, so we lost some power there for a little bit here as Memorial is now at the 39-yard line. They started the drive after the kickoff at the 28-yard line, now into Wildcat territory, so we're trying to get things reset here as far as the clock. So the officials let the game continue to play as they handled the clock duties down on the field. So they're trying to get this set up here. So 10:33 is what they've got on the clock right now. Ball at the 39-yard line. So our situation is Memorial a 19-yard pass on a 2nd and 13, and then a 7-yard hookup. And now here they are set up with a 2nd and 4 from the 39-yard line.
Well, Memorial's kind of done this in the first half, and when they've gotten down in this area, Jasper's kind of locked it down. So hopefully they can continue blitz up the middle.
Oh, look at that play. Sheeter. Outstanding penetration there by number 53, getting into the backfield and just totally hammering number 6, Xavier Tyler. And that actually knocks him back 3 yards there to set up a 3rd and 7.
If Pence would have been able to kind of hold his call whenever they snapped it, because he was such on a dead sprint with him stunting, he'd have never been able to stop in time. So that was great timing on his part.
No question. The clock running at 9:45 here, just underway in the second half.
Oh, come on.
And we get a penalty on the Wildcats. The Wildcats came across the line of scrimmage. All you have to do is basically break that play, and it happened to Memorial a couple times in the first half, and Wildcats guilty there. So
that's where I would like to see, like, the pro, if the offensive guy moves and then, determine who's at fault. But on a defense, if you lean in, you have no contact. Come on.
All right, so that actually, the clock now running again at 9:29. So 3rd down and about 2.5 after that penalty. It's a ball at the 37-yard line.
Another good stunt.
Coming up and straight up the middle, and look at all that. Plenty of blockers in front of him, and eventually Wildcats able to catch up. Liam Kibbe making a stop, coming from his defensive line spot, but not before a big first down there as a hookup on the screen straight up to Xavier Tyler results in a big game for the Tigers there.
Well, Jasper, you stunted the middle, and it worked out a couple of times for him, but that's why Coach John Hurley has his record and the titles that he has underneath his name, because he's seen Jasper doing that consistently, threw a little screen over the top of it, and it was beautifully set up and executed.
So 21 yards on that screen play. Now he's looking towards the middle of the field, and an opportunity for the Cats to knock it away, and here comes a penalty flag. So they're saying there's contact, so that's going to go against the Wildcats, I think.
That seems very difficult to me because you had 2 Memorial players there. You had 3 Jasper players. They were all going in the same direction. The Memorial players hit themselves as hard as the Jasper players hit them. That's just a horrible call. Now the tape may show me different, but seeing it, right now, I just don't agree with it.
All right, so they're going to mark it from the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be 10 yards and a first down for the Memorial Tigers, moving it to the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 from there. 8:53 on the clock, so Memorial moving the football down the field with the passing game. Hookup of 19 yards, 7 yards, 21 yards on the screen play, and now a pass interference. Well, sets him up in great field position from the 11.
You got man in the back really trying to get his defense fired up. They need a stop here. They got 3 on the far side again.
So setting up another screen to the left side. And the Cats are able to stop it. Gets inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, so hooks up with number 12, Hugh Pierce there.
Well, what Memorial's doing is when they have 3 wideouts over there, the one that's closest to the quarterback, he seems to always be making motion to the outside, to the Memorial sideline. And when he does that, if the defensive back stays back, Pence hits him. If he comes up, they have the receiver on the other side coming into the hole that he just vacated, and then they got it coming across the middle. So Jasper's got to switch or do something.
All right, so second down from the 7-yard line. They can get a first down on this drive. Pressure up the middle, it's thrown up for grabs, and the ball gets knocked away. So the Wildcats, first of all, with the pressure straight up, I'm thinking that Sheeter that made the play there, coming from his middle linebacker spot. But then the Wildcat defenders, I think that might have been Peter on that play, Ross Peter, number 2. So knocks the ball away, sets up a 3rd down and 6.
Well, Jasper brought pressure from both inside linebackers up through there, and they took all those gaps away. You know, they just essentially outnumbering the numbers that Memorial has on their line.
So Pence there trying to draw the Wildcats offside, raises up. He's got 6 seconds on the game clock, or play clock.
Watch our receiver over here on the far side.
They're going to run the football. If he can get to the outside, there's a fumble on the field, and Pence is going to be – Cats come up, and we got recovery.
Run,
going across 50, that's Sheeter with the football. He's going to outrun everybody. What a play. The Jasper Wildcats with a nice pop knocked the ball loose, and Sheeter, number 53, runs all the way for the touchdown. Ashton Sheeter, the middle linebacker. I think he recovered that right around the 32-yard line. I think I see a marker there. So 68 yards on the recovery and a big play for the Wildcat defense to put us on the board for the first time.
I know you can't see it, but I'm standing up and applauding. One of the guys chasing him was the slot back. And that big fella got that ball, and I mean, he put yards between him and the defender.
Big time, absolutely.
That was impressive. And once again, just like you alluded to at the end of the first half, our defense is saving us.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a humongous defensive play because, again, they had the football 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. But, man, Ashton Sheeter with an outstanding play and a big touchdown run there. Snap was a little bit high, but a good job there by Sermersheim. First time kicking in a football game, and he drills it right through for the 7th point. So Jasper Wildcats look like they're in a tough situation there as Memorial moved the football all the way down inside the 10-yard line, come up with a huge defensive play, and get the first score of the ball game.
Wouldn't it be ironic at the end of the night when we're sitting there and we're saying all what we did about the first half with Jasper losing 3 fumbles and an interception, you know, dominating everywhere else, that in the second half, it's the turnovers on Jasper's side.
Right.
Now, the fumbles, I will say this for Jasper, the fumbles and the interception led to no points. So what's the old saying, points off turnovers?
Yeah.
Jasper 7, Memorial nothing. Here we sit.
There we go. All right, well, let's take a quick break here before we kick off. 7-0, Jasper leads Memorial here on 18 WJTS. So the Wildcat defense doing the job there. Memorial was moving the football down the field with the run game, but Cats got a big pop and knocked the ball loose. Ashton Sheeter runs it all the way for the touchdown. We'll call it 68 yards. Unless we hear it differently. There's a long kick that actually is going to go out of bounds, so Memorial will get the football, I believe, at the 40-yard line, I think is where they're going to spot that, 35 or 40.
You know, that happened exactly. The same play happened with Caleb Berger in the first half, same corner.
Mm-hmm.
But what Berger did when he came up, he noticed that the ball was kind of wobbling instead of the position or the action that ball had, and it was going straight or it was going to the end, so he grabbed it and went. But nice job by Memorial seeing the way the ball was moving and out of bounds. Easy 35.
Yep. All right, so 1st and 10 for Memorial. But, again, you know, the Wildcats made the big play defensively, but Memorial did move the football. They had a 19-yard pass hookup that we actually missed on the air. That was when the power went down, but that was a hookup between the quarterback, Pence, going to number 11, Leo Collins, and a couple other nice pass plays. So the Cats are going to have to really just get pressure on the quarterback, but there's a hookup right there to number 18, John Shea, and the Cats are able to slow it up. Nice job there by Peter, number 2, coming up from his cornerback spot.
Well, when the defensive back is rolling out and he turns his hips, if he's going to look over his left shoulder in, he's got to be on this side of the receiver. Now, he did a real nice job, those two guys combining right there, that as soon as he caught the ball, he didn't get anything extra. So you give him props for that.
Actually, that's Day who's shook up there. They're helping him off the football field. So you hate to lose him. He's an offensive and defensive player for this Wildcat football team.
Well, you're hoping that it's a cramp. He's grabbing his calf, so I'm hoping, we've had cramps in the middle of games. It's hard to get rid of them, but hopefully they can get him to fight through.
So the pass play before went for 8 yards. Good pressure on the quarterback again, but now Pence is out there dancing around a little bit, and he's able to get away from the pressure and runs out of bounds in Wildcat territory. So he ends up picking up about 8 yards on that play. Gets it to the 48-yard line, so a first down for the Memorial Tigers.
You look at man, and you look back here at Pence, and when they run the ball, they do a nice job of keeping their eyes up and really getting to spots in a hurry. That it's almost like the same player, only different uniforms.
So ball's at the 48, 7:12 to go here in the third quarter. Jasper with a 7-0 lead after the fumble recovery run for a touchdown by Ashton Sheeter. Pence trying to set up the screen. Got the bubble out there, and good job by the Wildcats to pick it up. First one making the hit, whereas trying to see who that is. That's actually Maringer. So
it was what Jasper has been bringing heat after heat after heat after heat. I mean, stunting guys left and right. One thing that they have done nicely is they did a nice job changing it up, whether they're bringing it from the outside or the inside. And it's kind of kept Pence off guard.
So Colton Pence, the quarterback, all-state quarterback, led this team to a state championship last year in the first year in 4A. Now there's a run there by Russell, and he's got a lot of opening there on the left side, and he's able to rush down close to the 30-yard line. That's actually, we're going to mark it. So pick up a 15 on that first down play.
Well, with speed like that young man's has, the only thing the defense can do is not let him get to the side or to the corner. And he did, and you've seen what happened. But all in all, Jasper's done a real nice job of that was, I think, the first one of the night. So, they've been perfect all night. So as long as they don't make a habit of it, I think things will go well.
Yeah, Memorial 64 yards in the first half, 53 coming through the air, and only 11 rushing yards in that first half. Now they actually have to rush up here with 2 seconds on the play clock, and Pence gets it off.
There's a screen again.
Pops it right there, so Cats, again, that screens.
Well, if you're watching, like number 8 was coming over here, and you see the guy in motion, and he's usually the inside guy, and when he curls out, that opens up that space. Our defensive back, he's got to pass it on because they're hooking right back into it. So if they hold their ground, instead of switching and going with the man, it's not there.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, Pence has got the ability to nickel and dime you as he picks up 6 on that play. Now another quick one, but the ball goes down and out, but we got to actually penalty flag here, and we'll see if maybe this is a hold. Well, they threw it right to the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, it came from the big fella that normally calls it, but you never can tell. It looks like he's yelling at the Jasper sideline.
And it is a hold against the Memorial Tigers, so that's going to move them back. They're spotting it from the 26-yard line. So again, field position situation right here.
Craig, I got to say, I seen the lightning. What a strange time that we live in, and what a strange game.
Oh, I know.
It's like somebody took the Jasper script of the first half and ran it over there, and they took Memorial's over here. We ran all over them, and they couldn't do anything. Shot themselves in the foot, just like the holding penalty there.
Right. So it sets up a 2nd and 16, I'll call it. The ball's right at the 36-yard line. They got to get to the 20. Pence looking to the middle of the field, now looks to his right. Pressure there again, and he's just trying to throw it. He completes it out here to the sideline, but the Cats got it covered pretty well. In on the play for the Wildcats, number 14, Luke Dawkins, along with number 16, Ian Giesler.
Well, when the Memorial receiver spun around, he was open for a good 7 seconds. But because Jasper was able to get pressure up the gut, that forced him out. And when he was able to come over, Jasper did a nice job of coming over towards the receiver. So once he caught it, no extra yards.
So now Memorial with the football at the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 12.
We'll see if Jasper brings pressure. Boy, they got them all up on the line, don't they?
Now we got a penalty flag before the snap there, so I think this is going against Memorial, and yes, it is. But I can see as far as communication between the wide out to our near side, that's number 18, John Shea, and the quarterback. He did a little pat. He looked at his wide receiver there, so I think he might have been looking to go to that side, but the penalty flag stops the play and moves it back to the 37-yard line.
You know, at some point in the game, we were talking about guessing and making the right guess. That penalty may have saved Jasper because they were opening up the whole middle. They were bringing everybody. So a little screen would have killed us.
3rd down and 17. The Cats continue to blitz, and I think there's a hold there that's not being called, but he's got a wide open receiver, number 12, and he's able to elude the tackle, misses another tackle there, and gets inside the 20. So a humongous play there from the 37 down to, we'll see where they spot the football. He's inside the 20 at the 18, so a 19-yard hookup on 3rd and 17.
Well, I cannot believe that the referee back here did not throw that flag. Our guy was being held. I mean, his jersey was stretching, for Pete's sake. But, you know, he gets out there and credit the Memorial receiver. You know, his knee got close, but ref was right there, or the side judge. Evidently didn't touch, but they're not in there yet, so Jasper still got a shot.
So that is a huge play right there. Sets up 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. 5:30 on the clock. It stopped the clock as he was able to get out of bounds there, and now they give it to first man through, and that is Tyler, number 6. And he gains maybe a yard or so on the play.
Well, Jasper's defensive line is doing a much better job of controlling that line of scrimmage. Memorial's they killed us with the screen passes to the outside. Jasper's really held their own nicely on the interior. Now, if our outside guys can get on the same page as our interior, we'll be in great shape. There's the screen.
Pops it out to his tailback, and he, oh boy, just a shoestring tackle, saved a touchdown there by man number 5, but he just popped that out to Josh Russell, and it was wide open for him to rush all the way down to the 7-yard line on that pass play.
Well, Michael Beekler did a real nice job of position, and he was going to turn him to the inside. Running back made a fake step to the inside. Beekler bought on it, and that gave him the edge. So, you know, it's just those little bitty things right there, but I'm sure he'll pick that up through the season.
All right, so the ball's at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, 4:28 on the clock. Pence looking to the outside. Now he's got plenty of time. Now a little pressure, but still in the backfield. Now he's committing to running forward, and he's going to gain maybe a yard or two if they spot this inside the 5 or right at the 5. So he gains 1 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5.
But he didn't make the mistake.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, and he was smart enough and experienced enough to look over and, you know, it's 1st down. Hey, you know, live to fight another day. But Jasper did a nice job of not giving up at the end, fighting him to the ground. So still 2nd and 5. You know, it gets kind of tough here. Receivers can't go deep because you run out of the back of the end zone. So.
Well, last time Memorial was this deep into Wildcat territory, a big defensive play and a fumble return for a touchdown, making this the 7. And there's a defensive play right there. This time, big play there by number 23, Lance Dawkins, with a huge sack on the quarterback to knock him back to the 11-yard line. 6-yard loss on the play, Bob.
You know, it's been a long time since I've seen Jasper bring this much pressure. They are not even hesitating when they do bring pressure from the stunts, of bringing 2 or 3 guys. I mean, you better get to the quarterback. If not, your space is open. And so far, they passed the test. They have not let him in the end zone.
3rd and goal from the 11. Pence, another screen
There's
to
a
the
hold.
right side.
How can you not call that?
But the Wildcats are able to converge on the receiver. Good job here by Peter coming up. And he makes the stop on number 18, John Shea. So the Cat defense doing the job, and it looks like Memorial's going to want to put 3 points on the board.
Well, they did a heck of a job of keeping him out of the end zone. But the crackback blocker stretched our jersey almost to the turf, right in front of the side judge, and he did not flag it.
All right, so this will be a 25-yard field goal kick from the 15-yard line. The snap is good, and the kick is up and straight through. So Memorial does get points on the board on this drive, but a nice defensive play by Lance Dawkins nullifies an opportunity for a touchdown. And so the Jasper Wildcats, with 2:18 to go here in the third, lead 7-0 over the Tigers here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Memorial with Nico Brum, number 6. He's got it teed up. He just popped a 25-yard field goal to make it a 7-3 game. And the ball's going to be a little bit short. Cat's going to have to get on top of it. And difficulty there, and just dives on top of it. I think it's Berger over there. But, yeah, the ball at the 15-yard line. So kind of let it come up a little bit short there. But Berger not able to handle the bounce and just jumps on the football. So the Wildcats, with a short kick there, had an opportunity, but just couldn't catch up to it.
Well, when you're playing at night, it's hard to get it caught in the lights. You know, this is really his first year out. But I will say I did see Berger over there talking to the referee. He jumped on the ball and was down on the ball for a second before the Memorial player hit him, and it's probably what he was talking to him about.
Yeah. All right, so the Jasper Wildcats with a 7-3 lead, and really their first possession of the second half. The touchdown coming on a fumble return by Sheeter. And Cats trying to run it up the middle, nothing there. I think it's Mann who ran the football.
Well, when he tried to hand it off, they were too close, and they collided. And Mann did a nice job of keeping his hands on the ball and getting, a couple of yards out of it. So 2nd down and 8, we just...
And actually, Memorial's got a player down. I think that may be number 79, DeMarco Vaughn. So as he's tended to, we'll take a break here. Jasper leads 7-3 here on 18 WJTS. All right, so they help the football player. That was Vaughn off the field, but he's able to come off on his own power, so that's good for the Memorial Tigers. And the Jasper Wildcats with a 2nd and 8 here against the number 1 team in 4A, defending state champions, and the Wildcats lead 7-3 with 1:56 to go here in the third. And we got another penalty, and this is going to go against Memorial as the Wildcats, nice discipline up front to draw them off sides.
And it was the new fella, a little anxious coming in here. So, makes it a little bit easier, get another first down. Maybe we can eat the rest of the third quarter, go down and punch it in.
Right.
I mean, I can write the script for you if you want me to.
Well, you might as well. You've seen this story before, right?
Well, let's just hope they follow it.
All right, so 2nd and 3. Option pitch out to the right side, and that's Day back in the football game, so it's good to see him back after he limped off the field earlier.
Well, you've seen the difference between Day running the option and Caleb Berger. Caleb being inexperienced, athletic-wise, I mean, he matches anybody on the field, but just that experience will sometimes get you in trouble. Day was in perfect position.
So Day with a 5-yard run sets up the Wildcats 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Stops the clock at 1:38 as he ran out of bounds there. Man again under center for the Wildcats. Man in motion is Day. And this time they give it to the fullback, and good job there by our man Lance Dawkins.
Remember in the first half where the ball was down, but Dawkins laid it on the carpet? When he came through the line that time, he had both hands on there. And, of course, he's got those pythons wrapped around that ball. I don't think it's coming out.
No.
He gets in a 4-point stance when he gets back there in the fullback position. It's crazy. I mean, the guy's a beast all over the field.
So the Wildcats with a 7-3 lead here are able to hold Memorial to just a 25-yard field goal in the last drive.
They're stacking.
And now the Wildcats make movement there, and I think that's Quade Pope, the left guard, who jumped there. So that's going to move the football back. Instead of 2nd and 2, we'll be looking at 2nd and 7 from the 30-yard line.
The penalty, of course, Jasper shooting himself in the foot, but they're still in pretty decent shape. when they crowd that line like that, I'd like to take Caleb Berger and stick him outside and say, just take off, young man.
All right, so we got another penalty here.
I think that's coming against us too.
Another movement on the Wildcat line there. So couldn't quite obviously see who that time it was, but obviously somebody a little bit too quick off the ball there. Now moves it back to the 25-yard line. So now the Cats facing, they're saying 2nd and 11, but looks like they have to get almost to the 32-yard line. But
so all that work Mr. Dawkins did on the first play.
Yeah, 9-yard run, nullified with 2 penalties.
Goodness gracious.
All right, so clock, they will get one more play off as we're at 26 seconds here. Now they give it to Berger on the outside counter there, and now he's dancing around, still on his feet, but boy, Memorial was finally able to slow things up, so it looked like it did have an opening there, but quickly stopped by the defensive line of Memorial, and that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So Jasper making a play defensively to put the 7 points on the board. Memorial with a field goal on their last drive, but the Cats will have the football. 3rd and 8 when we come back from the 29-yard line. Jasper 7, Memorial 3 here on 18 WJTS. 3rd down and 8, ball rest at the 29-yard line. The Wildcats with a big situation here. If they get this first down, can continue to drive along as we start the 4th quarter here. They lead 7-3. Man, back to throw. He's got a man wide open down the field. If he can get it to, oh, wait a minute, okay. I was looking at it. It was actually pretty well covered there by number 4, Connor Agler. So Cat's not able to hook up there as he sent Berger and Allbrand long, one along the sideline there, but the Cats not able to convert on that 3rd down, so they'll be forced to punt here. And actually we got a Memorial player down there at the 40-yard line.
Well, with the marker being at Jasper's 38, they were going to have to hit that play because Lewis wouldn't have went, for it down here, even if it was a yard, because that 7-3, that could have changed everything.
Yeah.
So, man did, went for it. And if it works, great. If not, he put it where nobody else could get it, and we'll punt and let our defense come out there and do what they've been doing most of the night.
Actually, that's Xavier Tyler, who also plays running back for this team. He's able to walk off the field, so it looks like he's going to be okay.
That's big news for Memorial. He is huge on what they try to do.
All right, so Cats will punt here. Ball rests at the 29-yard line. Memorial's going to send Connor Agler back, number 4. It looks like they're going to try to put pressure on the punter, Blake Mann. You just hate for a situation here where Memorial can get to him, but they don't put too much pressure on him. And Mann with a wobbly kick, but it's returnable as he's able to dance over the 40-yard line. And the ball is on the field, but they're saying he's down right there at the 42. So number 81 jumped on that quickly, and that's Cameron Wyside. But
those are the punts that really concern you when you see them happening as a coach, because they're a low-line driver, and they get to the receiver so quick that sometimes your guys aren't there. And if you put some of these Memorial receivers in open field, 7-8 yards, they've got all kinds of moves they can put on you. But Jasper did a real nice job on a low line drive kick to get down there and smother it. So now they're in pretty decent shape as a defense. They just got to lock down now.
All right, so Memorial will start with the football at the 42-yard line. Pence, again, trying to set up the screen, this time right up the middle, and that's Russell with the football, and he's made some plays tonight, and he's able to get across midfield all the way down to the 40-yard line. So a huge pickup of 18 yards on 1st and 10 there.
Well, Hurley may even be making that an audible, because Jasper is not shying away from showing them bringing pressure. They're not trying to time it right. They're just kicking it.
So Jasper is actually going to spend a timeout here, so you hate to have to blow a timeout defensively in this situation, but Coach Lewis calls it, and we'll take a break. So Jasper with a 7-3 lead, but Memorial on the move with 11:30 to go here on 18 WJTS. All right, so Memorial with the football. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. 18-yard screen play from Colton Pence hitting number 9, Josh Russell. Those two have been hooking up here in this second half. And
I think if the Jasper defense does not see another screen, they'll be happy. But this is Memorial. You're guaranteed.
Pence chucks it out here, and it's actually going to be a little bit short. And he's saying he did catch the football, but he wasn't able to do anything with it. So a pickup of only about, no, actually they're saying incomplete.
I thought I seen the Jasper players kind of all gathered right there at that spot, so you had some shine off those helmets. But I thought I did see him take his finger and point to the turf. It sure in the heck sounded like it from up here that it hit the turf.
All right, so 2nd down and 10, 11:26 on the clock. Jasper leads 7-3 over the Memorial Tigers here. Tigers have moved the football the whole second half, but have only come up with 3 points so far. Now Pence looks one way and comes back the other.
Nowhere to go.
The Cats are on top of it and are making the play. And that's the main thing is that, you know, again, you read the screening on that, but how many times in high school games do you see guys miss the tackles? But I think the Cats are doing a great job once they get to those guys.
All in all, I give them high marks on how they've gotten the screen. I mean, I don't care what you say. We have 4 turnovers tonight, and Memorial has 3 points. So our defense has been doing the job. But this thing right here is 3rd and long. If Jasper can hold them to a 4th and long, because you know Hurley's going to go for it. They're on the other side of midfield.
So 2-yard loss on that play makes it 3rd and 12. 10:42 on the clock here. Memorial trailing the Wildcats 7-3. Now Pence is going to go long. And good job. Nice coverage there by Albrand. He was pretty well with them step by step. The pass was overthrown, but I think the coverage there really a little bit of contact, but no call.
Well, the slot back on the far side, he went and they sent one guy deep, and both the defensive backs went with him. I think the Lord Almighty that he was looking to this side of the field, because if he looks over there, the guy catches it at the 1st down marker with nobody within 7 yards of him. So this is they are going to punt.
Yeah, absolutely. From the 4th and 12.
Well, that's Pence. That's punting, right?
Right.
Sure.
But they got their full team out there. I don't expect anything here, but now they're going to walk off the field here.
Play clock's at 0, so they may have either not.
Well, they took the penalty. Yeah, why not? I mean, if you're going to punt, move it back 5.
Well, I would normally say, Craig, that guarantees you they're going to punt because they're taking the penalty so they can get the better angle. But you are talking Memorial here.
True.
And Jasper's offense, as good as it's looked in the first half, has sputtered at times in the second half. But
yeah, the only thing is, though, they're definitely punting here because the personnel, you don't see 11 or 18 or 9 or anybody out there. So
hey, it's my job to put drama into things.
All right, so Cats with just one man back, and play clock's running, but the game clock obviously isn't, so he actually punts it. And fair catch called there by Day, and so the Cats will have the football at the 14-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Cats. But I tell you what, Bob, this is a great situation and an opportunity for our offense to have a nice, long, sustained drive to take control of this football game. We got 10:26 on the clock. We just need some power football right now.
Well, everybody that's been kicking the turf back in our day is sitting right here saying the same thing. Every single one of them. Ball control, go down, punch it in, game over. So, you made the call. You are correct. If Jasper's successful, the only question is how they're going to do it, by the run or through the air or maybe even a combo.
All right, so man with one man behind him, then that is Dawkins. Gives it to Dawkins straight up. So, again, that's just what we need. 4, 5, 6 yards a pop, and he picks up 5 there.
Well, when Dawkins runs, he's so strong. And you get to the latter part of the game, some of these guys that are struggling to pull him down, the gentleman that went out for a Memorial, number 79, is now back in the game. But even though he's a big guy and he's not extremely fast, he's moving slower than he was, so something's bothering him.
Right.
And if it's anything to do with below the waist, shooting off the ball is not going to be easy.
All right, so 2nd down. We'll call it 2nd down and 4.
Linebacker to the inside.
Cats let the play clock go down to about 5 seconds, but give it to Dawkins that time. No, actually, Mann hangs on to it. He's able to get to the outside, and he's along the sideline and then runs out of bounds there.
Smart play.
So good job there by Mann. I think everybody, including the Memorial defensive line, thought number 23 had it, but number 5 keeps it, and he rushes for the first down all the way to the 23-yard line.
Well, if Mann can engineer the drive and go down, the turnovers tonight, all that stuff, like we said earlier in the broadcast, will be talked about. But, you know, they'll, like you said, you know, it's correctable things. But that read right there with the linebacker, number 34, stunt in the middle, he had Dawkins dead to right, and he did a great job of pulling it back out and hitting the corner.
Check that. That's actually, he ran it to the 28-yard line, so.
I don't know what the talking is about out there.
All right, so they actually play clock running. Game clock stopped at 9:39.
Look how they're crowding.
So pitch out there to Maringer actually at a tailback spot, and that's Russell in on the stop there. Gains maybe a yard or two on the play. We'll call it a yard.
You know, it's very unique to see like Dawkins down in the 4-point stance. I'm sure he did it last year, but I'm really, it's caught my eye in this game. Now, when you send the man out there, it was Maringer, right, that went out there?
Right.
And you're going to sweep him to the outside. Do not have him in a 4-point stance.
Well, that's pretty well the way they set it up with this triple option offense. They always have the fullback actually in a 4-point stance as Dawkins, but Mann hangs on to the football and he makes a move. Look at this. Still moving, and he's able to power his way to the 39-yard line. So Mann with a 9-yard, 10-yard run, we'll call it, and a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
I don't know if Mann did it on his own or Coach Lewis said something to him, but right there when contact came, he put both arms over the ball, and you weren't going to get it out. He had it locked in. And another great read of pulling it out of the pocket of the running back and following him through, because they are keying on Dawkins right now.
So a new set of downs for the Wildcats. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. 8:20 on the clock, clock running. Berger comes in motion, but Dawkins, 2 hands on the football, and he gets the 4 tough yards there on 1st down.
When they go out and they set up and Jasper comes up to the ball, Memorial comes up to meet them, you look at the defensive back, the furthest guy back for the safety for Memorial, he's 10 yards from the ball.
Yeah. Something's
there. If through the course of the year, Mann can find a receiver to really hone in on, I mean, look how close he is. We get behind him, it's to the house.
All right, so 2nd down and 6. Berger in motion again. And actually, Mann hangs onto the football, and there's good penetration by the defensive line there for Memorial, and that's number 52 making a pop, and first time we called the name of Drew Winesapple tonight.
You're at 3rd down, so I really don't know that if you do it now, but kind of like 2nd. As John Hurley is seeing Jasper stunt all the time and calling those nice little screens over the middle, Coach Lewis is also seeing Memorial start to squeeze it in. So this is turning out to be a very interesting game.
Well, it's a huge situation for Memorial here, 3rd and 7. Cats get that 1st down. They're continuing this drive on and can run some clock, but tries to run the foot or pass the football. And he's got a tight end right across the middle. Another big play that he makes to the tight end, Connor Foley. So a good job by Mann. He had some pressure there and went to his left, but a good job by Foley finding that open spot in the middle of the field and gets a humongous 1st down.
Mann knew that he was going to get hit. But Foley, when he caught that ball, man, he got slammed, and he still hung on to it. That man needs a pat on the helmet.
So a huge play there for the Jasper Wildcats. Trying to come up with the number, I guess, is around 15, 16 yards on the play.
Jasper flying up to the line of scrimmage. And I guess Coach Lewis didn't. Boy, that's 2 that we've taken.
Right.
It's got to be driving Coach Lewis crazy that he's looking out there and seeing stuff that scares him.
All right, so we'll take a break here. Jasper with the football, a huge third down conversion there. And when we come back, it's 1st and 10 from the 42. Jasper 7, Memorial 3 here on 18 WJTS. All right, so the Jasper Wildcats with a huge 3rd and 7 conversion there. 16-yard hookup. The number 89, Connor Foley, he's got 2 huge catches tonight. And this one sets up the Wildcats with 6:24 on the clock and a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Berger comes in motion. They give it to Dawkins straight up. And he gets his 3 yards on the run.
I will give Jasper, the coaching staff, props, because when you talk to old codgers like me, you look down and you see something that's working and you just like, man, if they can't stop it, just go, go, go. That's, kind of way our way of thinking was back then. And for them to recognize and not go away, they're just taking Dawkins and you can't stop them. It's what they're saying to Memorial.
Right. So 2nd down and 7 inside the 40 at the 39. Working that play clock as much as he can.
Good read.
Time.
Good read.
Oh, he keeps it, man. And now he squirts away. And he gets inside the 30. So, man, I tell you what, he's just really throwing the defensive line and the linebackers of Memorial off on those plays where it's just a little bit of delay. He's hiding the football. He's doing a great job with that, Bob, and he's just able to break away for big plays here.
Well, one of the big things is his attitude. When Pence is getting a lot of pressure, he doesn't want to get hit for Memorial. Man's like, I am the man. Bring it on to me. And he doesn't shy away.
So that is his 3rd 10-yard run on this drive. So another 1st and 10 for the Wildcats as they work the play clock down to 5 seconds, 5:13 on the game clock. And there's this counter play. Look at this. D, if he can cut inside. Looked like he had some opening to the outside, but he makes the cut inside. But more importantly, he gets the 1st down, and he's inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. So 22 yards on that play.
Craig, when I see that and seeing Day last year and this year, of course, in this game, he got nicked up a little bit. And his burst of speed, being able to go from 0 to 60 is so impressive. But it looks like he may have something still nagging him a little bit, but toughening it out and going out there and doing what his team needs.
They actually spotted at the 9, so we'll call it a 20-yard run. But 1st and 10 for the Cats. Gives to Dawkins on the right side. He muscles his way inside the 5, down to the 3. So again, the Jasper Wildcats just moving the football on the ground here, along with one huge pass play on 3rd and 7, 16-yard hook up to Connor Foley. And this drive continues on, and the clock runs with 4:16 to go.
Oh, if Jasper punches this in, the play to Foley is definitely going to be remembered. But I want Jasper to hurry up and get this in the end zone because the lightning's happening on the far side. I'd rather the referees look the other way.
Right. All right, so 4:13 to go. Memorial calls a timeout trying to set up their defense. And when we come back, Cats will have a second, is that 3rd down? 2nd and goal from the 3. 2nd down and goal. The ball is resting at the 3-yard line. Jasper Wildcats with a huge opportunity here. If they can cap off this drive with 7 more points on the board, they lead 7-3 right now. Man under center.
You got to think Dawkins.
Man keeps it. Lowers his head, and he takes it in for the touchdown. So Blake Mann with a lot of huge runs in this series of downs. Wildcats had the football at the 13-yard line. March at 87 yards on the drive. Man with a 3 10-yard runs, and he finishes it off with a 3-yard score.
Well, whatever he's done the whole night, the way he took what they gave him that last time and punching it in, I'm sitting here saying you thinking it's going to be Dawkins. Well, evidently Memorial thought it was too, and Man did a nice job, as he's done time and time again on that drive, of pulling it back out of the belly of Dawkins, and then he punches it in.
Well, this is a huge play here because it's giving the Wildcats an 11-point lead. And Sermersheim doing the job again, his first night ever kicking in a football game. And the soccer player recruited to the football team, number 12, makes it an 11-point game. So 14-3, Jasper leads with 4:09 to go here in the 4th, here on 18 WJTS. All right, 4:09 on the clock. Jasper leads with the touchdown by Blake Mann, 14-3 over the Memorial Tigers. But again, Colton Pence, the quarterback for Memorial.
Nice kickoff.
Sermersheim doing a great job in his first night of kicking duties, and just make sure they don't get a run back error. And so they're able to hold Russell to about the 25-yard line. So 4:03 on the clock, and Cats just need to make some stops here, Bob.
Well, you said it right before you passed the mic over. You know, just make sure they don't hit the big one. You know, if they are going to score, fine. But make them eat 4 minutes, you know, to where they can't do anything. They got to have a desperation onside kick. You know, of course you want to keep them out, but, I mean, worst case scenario. Jasper's got to watch the back. Now, you have made mention about the amount of screens that Memorial runs. Well, Jasper should be used to it by now, but usually you're not going to get the big gainer on the screen. You may get 8-9 yards, but usually not to the house.
Well, the thing is, you got to look at the clock, too. So I think he's going to be looking for the middle of the field, and he's got it wide open there. So he connects with number 18, John Shea. So just like that, Memorial 15 yards to the 40-yard line.
Well, at this point, I put 2 defensive backs, you know, behind everybody and to protect the sidelines. And then I take away anything from 9.5 yards up to where if they catch it, I tackle them, clock keeps running.
All right, so Chuck's to the sideline, and he hooks up with Shea again. So Shea's able to get that first down yardage and stops the clock at the 49-yard line. So in just 2 plays, they take it from the 26 to the 49.
Well, and they were able to stop the clock twice, you know. We gotta keep them in front of the change, get that clock running to where Pence is going to have to get happy feet.
All right, so 1st and 10 from there, 3:41 on the clock. Pence
just like that
chucks it out, completes, but he stays in bounds, not able to get to the sideline. So good job by the Cats to slow up Hugh Pierce there.
Memorial is hustling. They weren't set. They were not set. Come on, get over there.
Pence, he's going to let it just high. Oh, that's pickable. Oh, but it's not able to get there. I think that was Day trying to catch up to it. But, boy, what a duck thrown there by the quarterback. I haven't seen a duck like that since my first touchdown pass back in '83.
You're welcome.
PJ was wide open on that one.
Yeah. He pushed off. A referee just didn't see it.
All right, so.
You know, Dawkins on that last job, I mean, he wasn't going full blow, but there was nobody behind him. So he did actually the right thing by not giving Pence the other side on the rollback.
3rd down and 6. High snap there. Cats get the pressure, but they can't get to the quarterback. Now Pence is going to roll to his right, and he's going to get out of bounds, but a good job by the Cats. He actually going to lose a yard on the play, and I think that's Peter over there. So he came up from his spot, was able to slow things down. So, yeah, you're exactly right. This is huge. So a 4th down and 7 situation from the 46-yard line. He's got to get to the 39.
Well, I tell you what, that last score that Jasper had, you know, going back a few plays, was so huge because Jasper's burned 2 timeouts already.
Right, right.
So if they needed to stop the clock, but this right here could be the whole kick caboodle.
This could be the play of the game right here with 3:06 to go. And if the Memorials has to turn it back over to the Wildcats, and they've been running the football really well. And look at that, nothing there, and he throws it incomplete. So the Jasper Wildcats make the stop on the Memorial Tigers, the #1 team in both the coaches poll and the media poll this week. 4A state champs, and the Wildcats are in a great position here with 3:02 to take control and finish this football game.
You know, Jasper is, regardless of whether you think Memorial is actually the #1 team after watching them tonight, this is the first game. They do have a lot of fresh faces. You alluded to a lot of seniors last year. But because they're #1 in the state, this is going to turn some heads.
Absolutely.
If Jasper can finish this out, it will. The Evansville Courier didn't even give Jasper any credit and even put him in the top 10 in the region.
But the main thing, you got to finish the football game,
That's
that's
right.
controlling the football, and that's what Dawkins does right there as he's able to rush across the 50-yard line into Memorial territory. So the Wildcats pick up 4 there, but the main thing, Bob, hang on to the football.
You know, the one thing about it is, you know, at some point the defensive coordinator over there for Memorial is telling his team, okay, Dawkins is going to get the ball. And you know that his defense is saying, Coach, we know. We just can't do anything about it. That offensive line is giving him 2-3 yards every time he touches that ball.
Every time. All right, so here we go. Man's going to let that clock just melt down. 5 seconds on the play clock. When he snaps it, gives it to Dawkins. And look at this. Dawkins rumbles and gets across the 40.
That's game.
To the 37-yard line. So 12 yards on that play and a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
I know you and I have seen some really crazy things happen really quickly in a game, but when you look at the demeanor right now, look how slow Memorial is moving down to where the ball's at. Their defensive players, it's taken them all day to get in their position. And Man's running a great game right now. They can't stop Dawkins. Our offensive line, it's over.
Oh, the offensive line has been outstanding tonight. Outstanding. Dawkins, right side. Continues up the middle there. So another pickup of about 5 or 6 there.
You know, when we were playing, we had several plays like power left, power right, ISO, up the middle, you know. We all know the plays. I think this one is, okay, let's give the ball to Dawkins. Let him take those pythons, wrap it around that ball, and finish this out.
Oh, absolutely. Because, again, the turnovers really hurt the Wildcats, obviously, in the first half, particularly on 2 drives. And then 2 late drives where the opportunity were there for the Wildcats. But Berger comes in motion, but just give it to 23. 23.
Absolutely.
Powers his way across the 30 to the 28-yard line. He's going to be close to a 1st down again. He's not there. He's real close.
There's really nothing Memorial can do right now.
All right, so the clock continues to run. We're at 29 seconds on the play clock, 48 on the game clock. And the Cats just need to finish this off with a 1st down, and the game is over.
This is that's a bunch of fired up Wildcats out there. This is well deserved.
So we were pretty well just 1 snap away. Actually, you don't even really have to get the 1st down. Just get it down. But Man keeps it. And he will continue on. He's still battling, and it's going to take 3 or 4 Tigers to stop him once he gets to the 18-yard line. So he picks up a nice chunk of change there to finish this football game off. Stops the clock at 18.2. But the Jasper Wildcats, in their inaugural game in the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference, a conference they've not been a part of since 1979, and they are going to knock off the defending 4A state champions and the #1 ranked team in the state of Indiana.
Boy, Coach Lewis is
and
just
the clock runs
up.
out. There we go. So a huge win for the Jasper Wildcats, Bob.
Oh, it's, you know, when you read the paper, the game's got to be played. But when you read the paper, Memorial had the better team, defending state champs, so many titles. You told me when we were discussing the game earlier today that Memorial's had their lean years. This game, other than the turnovers, this game easily could have been 42-3.
Right.
You take the turnovers away, but as they did, you know, they learned and they started wrapping the ball up, and Memorial couldn't strip it. That was an outstanding job by the black and gold.
Well, you know, the thing is, you take a look at as far as where we were at halftime, okay? Wildcats with 4 turnovers in that first half, but again, like you said, just kind of dominating the football for the most part, offensively and defensively, doing the job there. But, you know, Memorial came out and they moved the football right down, and, you know, they were in great position. I didn't really mark down how far they got deep, but it was the fumble return. Well, we are back once again here at Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium. Had another power outage there. It's like every time they turn the lights on in the press box, we lose power. So just don't turn the lights on in the press box.
It's a good thing our lights don't go on, you know.
So, again, the Jasper Wildcats with a huge win, knocking off #1 Memorial. And you were talking about as far as who was favored in this football game. I mean, if you looked at the Evansville Courier and their little poll they do with the like pick six or whatever they call it
no respect.
each week, and I think it was 87 to 89% or something like that, fans picking Memorial to beat Jasper. But Jasper wins 14-3 tonight with a great defensive effort and finishing it off with a nice offensive possession to win this game 14-3 over Memorial. So, Bob, I just think this, you know, basically we played to a 0-0 tie. Cats, we talked about had great opportunities. We're moving the football and all that in the first half, but 4 turnovers hurt things there. But second half, I think just we proved that we were the better football team tonight.
Well, absolutely. Me and you both were were so frustrated that Jasper just killed him in the first half, and we go in with double goose eggs. Okay,
Right.
So the way Jasper played tonight, if they correct that turnover, I mean, you sprinkle in Caleb Berger and you throw in Day.
Mm-hmm.
You had Foley with that unbelievable catch. I mean, he got hammered and he hung on to it.
Right.
And then you have Dawkins and Mann, and that offensive line. You have the seniors out there, and boy, they showed it on the offense, barring the fumbles, and their defense. Big plays on defense.
Huge
the
plays.
Interception,
Right.
the fumble run back where
Right.
he actually opened up yards. So
And just
Jasper
great
plays
pressure
like
on the quarterback, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Jasper plays like that, doing a great job. I mean, they started to take the screens away from him. They gave Memorial here one, but not through the whole game like
Right.
they did last year.
Right. And the thing is, we're talking about him just kind of nickel and diming you, but he never got that big quarter. He never got that big play.
Right.
And so I think that the Wildcats' pressure and just good coverage, especially in the middle of the field and all that, I think the Cats just controlled it from that standpoint. But, again, got on the board for the first time tonight with 7:47 to go. Ashton Sheeter, they put here a 90-yard fumble recovery. I don't know if it was that long. But
he probably felt like it at the end.
I know. But I had it at 68 yards, but we'll have to see the replay on that. But, again, a huge play by Ashton Sheeter, the junior, was moved to a linebacker spot, but going 2 ways, playing center too, and doing an outstanding job on that offensive line, which just dominated the line of scrimmage tonight.
Well, the way when you play center, a couple of times they went to a 5 front because Dawkins was just killing them.
Mm-hmm.
So when they went back to the 4-4, they start stunting. Now, when you're a center and you know what side that the play's going to on the right side, you got to take that man and slide him out. But when they're slanting in, and not only do you have to snap the ball, have that timing down, you must plant your foot, get into that position as this guy's coming full speed towards you,
Mm-hmm.
and pick up that block. And a few times Dawkins, 0 yards. A few times Mann, pulled the ball out, 0 yards. But for the most part, Jasper stayed away from the 3rd and 18 on defense, giving up the first down. They stayed away from that. 4th and 7 was the worst one. And in the second half, their offense corrected what they did in the first half as far as putting the ball down. Dawkins, Mann, put their hands, double clutched on the ball.
Right.
Game over.
Well, and the other thing, too, is especially on that final scoring drive for the Wildcats, I mean, we had the football at the 13-yard line on the fair catch by Day there. And, again, it was Dawkins with some power, but then Mann doing a great job just hanging on to that football and, 9 or 10 yards here, 10 yards here, another 10-yard run. But, again, the huge play was that 3rd and 7, 16-yard hook up to Connor Foley to keep that drive alive, and it eventually wound up with a 3-yard touchdown run by Mann. But just a great drive there, and also a 20-yard run by Day on that drive as well. So that put the game away.
Yeah, absolutely. Foley's play one could argue that was the play of the game right there.
Yeah.
Mann not only, staying a half step in front of the guy chasing down,
Right.
Foley getting slammed by 2 guys and holding on to it to the point where he had to come out of the game.
Right.
So, yeah, that could have been right there. But Jasper's last drive that you were pointing to, what's the old question or the old saying, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
All right, turnovers go out the window. I did it when I needed to do it. We'll correct this next week. We got Harrison, very winnable ball game, and we got him here too.
That's right.
So, Jasper could be jumping early into the SIAC at 2-0 if they take care of business.
Right.
Because they played great football tonight. Few
Absolutely.
mistakes, but most part, great football.
And just kind of quick look at the numbers here. Wildcats with 318 total offense, rushing yards, 46 carries for 256 yards. Mann had 104, and Dawkins 128 yards there. So, again, just dominating the football game, especially in that second half with the rush.
Well, I was close. I had Dawkins just guessing at 140, so I was in the ballpark. But, what you said, when Jasper got the ball and 10 minutes on it, their long drives. We just knew it was cut. We could just feel it.
Right.
And Dawkins was big, and then at the very end, man just did what he was supposed to do. Ran the offense, ran the play clock down. Did a great job.
Absolutely. So Jasper knocks off Memorial, and they start the season off with a 1-0 record. And Memorial drops to 0-1. Memorial will take on Evansville North next week, and the Wildcats will be back here at home against Evansville Harrison. So big win for the Wildcats. And again, we're ranked 14th in the state coming in this week, and I'm sure that's going to improve quite a bit.
Well, if they get a win next week, the only thing is if both were on the road, then they would have probably jumped a little bit further. But, you know, my big thing is the game tonight was about respect. And when this word gets back and the coaches and the fans start talking to other Evansville people saying that game could have easily been 42-3.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know.
And they'll see that on film.
Yeah, they're going to – well, Jasper shot themselves in the foot there and there. Boy, they correct that. We've got a beast on our hands, and that's what Jasper needed to do. Starting a new conference, set the tone.
Absolutely. All right, so for Bob Welp and Jeremy Marcos on the video, Jasper wins this football game tonight, 14-3 over the Memorial Tigers. This is Craig Schneider with Wildcat Football here on 18 WJTS. Good night.